Hello, ladybugs and gentlefish of thine internet. Welcome to Southern Square Gaming. Today we are playing Space Engineers. This game is essentially a giant version of Minecraft set in space. The idea of the game is basically build as big a base, as big a ships as you can, and genuinely just try and survive. There's no gravity, so you've got a jetpack. I started on the Lone Survivor map, and so far it's gone quite well actually. I've had several instances where I have died, several instances where, in fact there was one unfortunate incident where I actually blew my entire ship up, one where I crashed it into my base and destroyed my entire base. Again, this was very, very bad for me. The game itself is full of features. It's very detailed in what you have to do. For example, oxygen is a very big thing. Power for your suit, your space suit, which is this little thing here. Yes, power for this is very important. Is in a freezing atmosphere, it keeps you warm, ergo stopping you from freezing to death. You have all number of things which just make the game a lot more enjoyable. It feels a lot more realistic, a lot more just a lot more interactive, gripping. Just it's fantastic. This is a spaceship I have built as a small, what I like to call, ore getter. The game focuses very heavily on mining. So you have to essentially get the materials you need to create and upgrade your base, your ships, and all that stuff. I don't like the way that this game does progression. It does it stupidly. Instead of just having, your bits and bobs, whatever you want to call them, automatically unlocked so you can just build stuff. For example, you can't build ion thrusters without building a landing gear. You can't build a cockpit without building a landing gear. You can't build a drill without building a refinery or whatever it is you've got to build. It's really daft the way that they've done it. I mean, I don't understand how building a landing gear teaches me how to make a cockpit. It's not like the landing gear has to be airtight, for example. So I really don't understand that. This is my first ship. The idea of this ship was at the time the only thing I could build, so its entire purpose in life was to get me around and just get all when and where possible. So I like to play in survival as opposed to the creative mode that is available on this game. It just feels a lot more real, a lot more interactive. It's just better. Just gonna turn all of this off so that the ship doesn't run out of power. Power, another very big thing in this game. If you run out of power, and when I first started this game, I started my own map. This map actually, and I didn't realise that if I were to basically just stop using, not search for power, which is uranium, nuclear reactors, you have wind turbines, solar, and nuclear reactors as a source of power on this game. In space, there's no air, so wind turbines are out the question. Solar panels are good. I mean, I have several strapped to this ship here. But they're only good as long as there is sun, and they are not very efficient at all. They're really inefficient. So I like to stick with the nuclear reactors. Now, nuclear reactors need plutonium. Not plutonium, uranium. Jeez, I always get those mixed up. Yeah, you need uranium. And once you've got the uranium, you have to put it into a refinery to turn it into uranium ore, which then goes into your reactor. If you don't have any uranium ore, you can't then, for example, do anything. I forgot to put uranium into my fusion reactors. Yeah, you can't. If you haven't got the uranium ore, or you haven't got the power to turn the ore into ingots, which is what you use, these things here, you really are in a tight spot. Because I did that the first time. Pardon me, the first time I played this game, and left myself with no power. I then found uranium on this asteroid that my ship's based on, but because I had no power in the first place to turn it into ingots, I couldn't do that. I couldn't build any solar panels because I didn't have any. Oh, balls! I realise what I've done. I think I may have gone and trapped my. Oh, crumbs. No, wait, I'm sure I put one inside. Yeah, sorry. I didn't have any girders to make the. Well, anything really. Once I've got to see if I can get to my reactors. No, I can't. So I really have balls of this up because I've forgotten where my reactors are. You see, are they down there? No, I don't think so. I think I put them near the back. Let's see. I'll have to grind away. No, that's the cargo container. Cargo container. Cargo container. Cargo container. To build a ship, you have several different components you need, all in all. For example, you've got your thrusters, obviously. You've got 3 different types. You've got your atmospheric, your ion, and another one I can't remember. They're all used to move your ship in space. If you don't have thrusters, well, you aren't going anywhere. So it is a good idea to make sure you have some. I've realised that I've not got. There we are. So these are my reactors here, and I've not put any uranium into either of them, so they won't produce any power. Put 20 in that one, and we'll put 20 in that one. They'll now start producing power. We need to repair the stuff I just broke. I don't actually think, is that one not connected to anything? Have I not connected that up to anything? I haven't, have I? Oops, I just turned my jetpack off. I don't think I've connected that cargo container up. No, I don't think I have. Surely I haven't forgotten to do something that simple. Oh no, I haven't, it's there, look. Duh. Let's just rebuild this up again. So, yeah, you've got several different components that you need in order to basically have a ship. Cab, obviously, extremely important. You know, if you don't have a cab, you realistically aren't going to go anywhere. Aside from the cab, you've got your boosters, your thrusters, whatever you call them. You don't have to have a landing gear. I just find it's a lot better to have one because it stops your ship floating away. Something that I did not realise when I first created a ship, and subsequently it floated away. And I didn't realise in time, so by the time I'd actually realised it had floated away, I couldn't go and get it because I didn't know where it had gone. For example, you're supposed to, well, you're not supposed to, but you can attach an antenna which will basically broadcast your ship's location. On an open server, which I'm not on, I am on a closed server, a private server, anyone can then see your ship and come and raid it. Come and attack you or follow you to your base and then raid your base. And considering this game is very, very, very grueling, it's very time consuming, very, very Destiny, just very much working. It's not a good idea to do that because it means that anyone can then just come and get your stuff, which is a huge problem, because not only do you then have to start all over again, but you're in a worse position because you now have none of your resources available to, well, to make anything. So you're really difficult. This is the control panel screen. This shows me everything currently attached to my ship that I can control. So I've got my 2 reactors there. It is interesting to note that when you build something, even if you destroy it, the next one you build will always be numbered higher. So if I built a small reactor and then I destroyed it, the next one I place would still be small reactor 2, regardless of whether I've destroyed the first one or not. Same with everything really. Ore detectors are very, very useful for finding ore. Now, I don't know how big their range is. So I'm going to turn them all up. I don't know if that means that they use more power or not. I really don't know. Broadcast using antennas. I don't have an antenna. That's what we'll do now. Before I go mining, while I wait for that battery to recharge, it's my one battery, small battery. I will put an antenna on this. I don't actually know what we need for an antenna. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Button, advanced rotor, hydrogen, oxygen, wave animation. I don't know why I want that. Hang on, door, solar panel control. Ah, have I not unlocked it yet? Antenna, to unlock, build one of these. A beacon. See, I don't... This is what I mean, you have to build certain things to unlock certain things, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean... radio comp, computer, small tools, tube. So I have an access point for the inside of my base from up here, so I can actually access my production facilities from outside. Radio com compartment. We'll build 100 of those. Power cell, steel plate, inventory. See, this is all the stuff I have in my inventory right now. So what will happen is, why have I been disconnected? Okay, so it seems what happened is the game crashed. First time it's ever done that, probably because I'm recording. I use OBS Studio to record, as opposed to Fraps, because I really, really hate it. And it's had an update, I believe, and it's caused me to have all manner of issues. So as I was saying, I've had to do a few bits since the recording stopped, just to get back to where we were. For example, I've grabbed a few components to build what we need. So inside my base, I have several different products. So I've got lots and lots of conveyors. You won't see them all here. Doesn't show you the conveyor itself, it just shows you the sorters and whatnot, and I've got several of them. So all the stuff inside my base, apart from one storage container, is linked up to each other. So I can put this in any of these that I want. Apart from, see here, I can't put it in because I have a sorter saying that the only thing allowed through this conveyor is ingots. So nothing else. I put these in manually. These are old drills. I've got better ones now. I've got 2 refineries. So the way the refineries work is it breaks down the ore and turns it into the ingots. Excuse me. Oxygen generators, O2 or hydrogen. Hydrogen is for your jetpack. Very, very important. If you run out of hydrogen, you will just float in space. That uses a lot of ice. I've got loads and loads of ice there, which has been pulled off of my ship, the second ship I've shown you. So that will get pulled in from this and taken into wherever it's needed. For example, this gold ore here is being pulled into both refineries to get it broken down quicker. When this is full, so when it hits the 7,500 litre limit, 75,000 litre limit, sorry, it will store these in here. And then when I'm building something, my assembler will just pull whatever it needs out of here to make it a lot easier, so I haven't got to manually keep swapping and changing things around. It's just a much more simple thing to do. So these are the radio comm compartments we needed. So we don't need these motors, we need more of those. So let's go and build the stupid thing we need. Now we've built it, we've unlocked new blocks. Really stupid system. So we're going to attach it somewhere that it's not going to be in the way. So we're going to create antenna, and we're just going to stick that on here. So we have all the bits to make it, so we're just going to go straight ahead and build it, and that's all it is. So now that will stop broadcasting my location. It will broadcast the location of any ore it finds, for example iron right there. And away we go. Ignore that don't edit sign, that's because I've got several different maps going. I'm currently in the process of making one with Naked Popper. You probably, hopefully, have seen him on a few of my other videos. See, that container I can't take anything out of because it's not linked to anything. That's where I like to keep my uranium, just so I can keep track on how much it is. Because if I connect that directly up to my reactors, what will happen is it will just take it out as and when it needs it, and it will come to a point where I won't realise I've got none left, I run out of power, and I've got no power to make any more. So I like to keep it separate because then it doesn't happen. So, oh no, what we need to do actually, we should probably build an antenna for this base, because I don't think I've done that yet. And some of those. So if we put an antenna. Oops, if I can just there. See, it's much bigger on here because this is not a ship. See, it goes by size. There's several different size blocks. So because this is for a large base, it's going to be a large antenna. For a ship, obviously it's relatively small because it's only a small ship, which means we need a lot more stuff to do it. We need large steel tubes, small steel tubes, and computers. So we have all of those already. So small steel tubes, we'll take 50 of those. Large, we'll take 50 of those, and computers, we'll take 10 of those. Let's just build this up. This will then broadcast the location of my base to the universe, essentially. But since I'm on a closed map, I'm not worried about that because I'm on a private map. So this game does have a huge issue with people just coming in and fucking your shit up for no reason. They come in, they raid your base, completely destroy it, and then they're gone, and you're left to pick up the pieces, which really, really, really drives me insane. Another useful thing to note that you will need on a ship is a H2O generator. H2O2 generator, sorry. O2H2. The oxygen hydrogen generator. Because that will keep your cab warm and provide you with oxygen at the same time. Now, I haven't put a medical station on my ship. You can do. You can have a life support system. I haven't put one on because I'm not intending on needing one. So we're just going to hop in here now. So if we go to control panel, see, here's another thing. Look, I did put the battery on recharge, but because the game crashed, it hasn't recharged. So this battery's max power is 1 megawatt hour. Its maximum input is 4 megawatts. We're only putting in at the moment 866 kilowatts because we're running the rest of the ship. So if I start turning all this off, the power that then goes into my battery should go up because it's using less to keep the other systems on the ship running. So each one of these thrusters requires 200 kilowatts. So if we start turning all of these off, and I do have quite a lot of them, you do need to have thrusters in every direction. It's not like a car, whereas if you go forward, if you let go of the accelerator, it's going to start slowing down naturally through engine braking. There is none of that here. There is no gravity. There is nothing to keep you in one place. So if you turn it off, you're stuck. If you basically continue to I don't think I actually need any power. See, again, the range of the audio detectors has gone back to nothing, so let's just pump them all back up. So our battery should now be getting 966 kilowatts. Oh, fantastic. Turn the gyroscopes off. The drill's already off. Turn that off. See, I can't turn the cockpit off. If I turn the cockpit off, nothing on the ship then becomes connected. I can't control any of this because I've turned it off, and I can't get back on it to turn it back on because I've got nothing on the outside to allow me to do so. So we're up to 990 kilowatts now going into the battery. I mean, the max output for a small generator, a small reactor, sorry, is only 500 kilowatts. So we're outputting 1 kilowatt hour right now. But because we've still got various other bits like the cockpit I can't turn off, we haven't got the full power. So obviously it's going to take 34 minutes to charge this one battery. And that's just annoying. So let's go and take a quick look around my other ship real quick. This is nowhere near finished yet. This is going to be what I like to think of as the asteroid destroyer. Eventually this most of this front end will be covered with drills, and it will just chew straight through asteroids. So if we go inside, and it's pretty much turned off at the moment. Yeah, so we'll have to use one of the open doors. I know I left one open. There we are, look. I've turned this off purely because I don't want it to use the power and the uranium that I've stored inside. So as you can see, there is a lot of conveyor tubes here. I have 5 batteries in total. These will all store 3 megawatt hour supply, so there's considerable amount of power there. But I've got a considerable amount of thrusters, and I'm nowhere near finished yet. The drills at the front here are connected via these conveyor tubes that connect everything up and go all the way into, that is a hydrogen tank. It stores hydrogen for me, which for some reason is extremely badly damaged. Interesting. Go into these storage containers here. These will hold around 426,000 litres, I think. 421,000 litres. So a huge amount of space, basically. Why is this one not connected up? Large cargo container, they should all be connected. See, because they've got the connectors there. So, I don't know which one. A lot of ice in there. In there. So why is this one not connected to the rest? Oh, wait a minute. Because I've turned everything off, haven't I? Yes, of course. So I can only access them. Because the power's off, this does also affect your cargo containers. They require power as well. If you turn them off, you can no longer transfer one to the other. Let's just build that up a little bit. I've got a hydrogen engine here, so this sucks hydrogen directly out of the tank, which holds it holds a lot more than 750 litres. I think it's around 5 million, I think. I can't remember now, I genuinely can't remember. But if I go to control panel, hydrogen tank, yeah, it holds 5 million litres. Which is completely full at the moment. Now I've turned it off because the hydrogen engine gets through it like crazy. It sucks hydrogen like no tomorrow. It's also extremely inefficient. So I don't recommend running a large ship on hydrogen, because for hydrogen you need ice. Ice, you also need oxygen, and you will spend forever mining it. You will get a load of ice, you'll turn it into hydrogen, recharge your batteries, and then you'll need more ice to get your oxygen, at which point you've used your ship again, you're going to need more hydrogen. That's why I've stuck a load of solar panels on the sides, and I also have a huge nuclear reactor right here. Now this will put out 300 megawatts. Right, now I know the other ones put out, I think it's 500 kilowatts, so it's a considerable amount more, and there is quite a large amount of uranium in there. Uranium does last quite a long time. See, the thing I haven't been able to figure out with this ship at the moment is how to make it airtight. Because I've stuck all the thrusters there, what I may have to do is bring them all out to there, the blocks, because the blocks are airtight if you have them all lined up. Which should all line up quite nicely with that, which should make the entire thing airproof, but then airtight, sorry. But then I've got to figure out how to put them on the sides, where I'm going to struggle, because it means I'm going to have to remove my solar panels, and since these are only half armor blocks here, I would have to build up around them, which would just look horrible and would drive me insane. Not that I have OCD, but yeah, I mean, these up here, I originally built this spacecraft on there, but it was way too close to my base for me to actually do anything, so I had to just shove random thrusters on the back just to get it to move, at which point I realised I really messed up because I couldn't stop it, so I had to build some on the front, and then a couple up and down just to be able to stop the craft with 3 landing gears, because it's a big ship. So that ship's nowhere near finished yet. It's going to take a long time before it is finished. But it's just kind of a baseline for me to work on, for me to at least get a bit of ore in the meantime. Otherwise, as I said, I'm really going to start struggling. So, all these blue marks you can see around the map as well are asteroids that I'd visited and marked what is there. So, if I hold down the Alt key instead of pressing the Windows key, it will show you what every item I've located is. So, we've got nickel, lots and lots of nickel. Uranium, gold, then we've got nickel again, nickel, gold, ice and silver, ice asteroid 3 easy, that's because it's an easy to get to location. Some of them can be buried in the middle of the asteroid, for example, if I get out my drill to find it, Iron. I know there's some around here that's relatively easy to get to. Where is it? Here. So this here is iron. This dirty looking colour is iron. Quite easy to get to. But then, as you can see, there is some more inside. Around here somewhere. Here. That is not on the surface, and if I go up to the asteroid, it will show you it is obviously it's only 6.2 meters below the surface, but it's still relatively hard to get to, especially in a big ship like that. So the easiest way I find is stick a load of drills on the front and just drill into the entire asteroid. Or you can have some which is like the ice deposit I have here, which looks like plenty much on the surface. The issue is, if I just drill a little bit, it floats off into space. So you then have to go and chase it and pick it all up individually. Whereas with a large spacecraft like this, you don't, because as you drill it, your drills will actually store whatever you've drilled inside them, which is why I've put the conveyor belts, which will then take it to the storage containers, because the drills cannot hold much. So that's that. Let's go check our spacecraft and see just what we're doing with power. Battery, so fully charged in 29 minutes. We've got 525 kilowatt hours stored, which seems really stupid to say we're putting 990 kilowatts into it, but it doesn't actually specify how fast that is. So that could be 990 kilowatts a day, it could be 990 kilowatts a week. It's difficult to work out. It's quite a balancing act. So I'm going to turn everything back on, and we're going to go and mine some stuff, basically. Oops. Oh, I didn't realise that one was on. So if I turn them off just a second. Sorry, I want to see if that goes up a bit. No, it doesn't. So yeah, we're now going to go and check and find what we can find. Now this is going to be, I'm not doing much editing in this video, so feel free to skip ahead, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to be travelling quite a distance, and distance in this game is very much relative. So if you are going to somewhere that is 100 kilometers away, you can expect it's going to take a long time. I mean, I've started a base with Naked Popper playing from some of my other videos, and it took us around 3 hours to actually catch up with each other. It is a difficult thing to do. So they're all on. Yeah, that's all on. Landing gear we're not bothered about right now. Gyroscope will only have one of those on because it turns quite quickly. We'll turn that on and turn the broadcast radius up. 200 kilowatts. Whoa. Oh. Yeah, we don't have a programmable box at the minute. Enable broadcasting and show the ship's name. See, to turn these on, there are experimental features in this game, which unfortunately to a degree you need. So we're going to turn this battery now onto auto. You can see that's it's bumped up the input, but that's only because we're taking back power out of it. So it's taking it out and putting it straight back in again. So you notice it's 1 megawatt there, and 311 kilowatts there. So if we turn that back onto recharge, all of a sudden that drops by 300 megawatts, because that's what we were taking out the battery to put back in. And now obviously it's going to take 39 minutes to recharge it because it's not getting as much power in it. So we'll turn back onto auto because I want to go and do some stuff. I'm going to turn the landing gear off, and away we go. So this is basically the ship. If we turn the dampeners off so that you can see, for some reason it won't let me. It's frozen, I think. I don't know. Oh, don't do this to me again. Oh, it's frozen again. May not have frozen, but I can't do it with the game. There we go. So yeah, you can turn your dampeners off, at which point you will just keep floating and floating and floating and floating. So I can now turn the power off, and we're still moving in space, but we're not going to be able to do anything else with the ship. So let's just turn that back on. So we're going to accelerate up to 100 meters a second, which is the fastest any ship in this game can go. You as a space engineer can go 110 meters a second with a jetpack, so you will always catch up to your ship if it gets away. That red dot there, that SPRT Rust Freighter, is an enemy, and they will attack you, and they are very, very vicious. I've only put light armor blocks on this ship, so it doesn't stand a chance. You do have heavy armor blocks, and if you are going to go up against something like that, I suggest a lot of guns and a lot of layers of the heavy armor, purely because they really, really are extremely, extremely good at what they do. So we've got some asteroids there, so we are going to go and investigate those asteroids. Oops, I want that there. Scroll that a bit, and away we go. So you can see my side thrusters, they're kicking, and that's because I'm still heading in that direction, so they're there to stop me and push me kind of the way I want to go, which is now forward. So very, very important you do have thrusters in all directions. I mean, I do have ones going up, which you can see there, and ones going down, which are underneath. So I can go up and I can go down. So let's just respec the camera. I like to be in first person. So it shows you inside what sort of power you're currently using, how much gravity you've got, and how fast you're travelling. So the middle screen is your speed, so I'm going 100 meters a second. It should really slow down, otherwise I'm going to crash into that asteroid. The left screen shows you your top bar is your power, so how much power you're currently using. So if I turn it off, I'm only using 6. If I use my thrusters, my front ones, means I'm using 30. The bar below it is hydrogen. Now, I don't have a hydrogen tank or anything on this ship, so I won't have any hydrogen. And the right side shows you your artificial gravity and your planetary gravity. Very important, if you fly too close to a planet, you will start getting affected by planetary gravity, which will cause you to get sucked into the planet. And it is extremely difficult. You need a lot of power to pull away from it. I mean, on the other map we're doing at the moment, which you won't see yet, we're hoping to get some footage on there soon. We've only got a gravity rating of 0.25 Gs, but the amount of power required to leave that planet is incredible. You will get from every now and again signals like this unknown signal. So I'll actually show you what that is real quick. So if we just get out of our ship, we'll just stay there now. So we're going to go to this unknown signal. These show up at random points. They are randomly generated, and essentially they give you a chance to get special loot. Like this drill I've got is a cow skin. The suit I've got is leopard skin. This is something, and my grinder is something. These all came out of these unknown signal boxes, so they are very, very useful to hit, but don't actually physically hit them because you will take damage. So where are we? You've got to find the control panel, which is here. Try your luck to get a new special item. We got a glamour suit. It's fantastic. Is this a... yes. So what's in there? Let's have that. And for the special content, we need to grind away at it a little bit. Enhanced grinder. Enhanced welder. Well, no, because we've already got better ones than that. That is a small battery. We'll grind that because we could always use the components. And the parachute hat, we get the canvas. Let's just have that. So that's what these are. These are, I say, they are very good to get a hold of. We'll take the button panel as well. Why not? Where is our ship? I've lost my ship. Ah, there. Small grid. I hope. I don't actually know if I can rename that ship or not. I think so. I'm gonna have to look at that. Do 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 do. Okay, my deepest apologies. It seems I've been rather unprofessional and left my phone on loud, which caused me to have a phone call from the other partner, the other half. All I've done is travel from where I was over there, back to my ship. So you can see it's now called the Small Ore Ship. And the small grid 08058, I want to see if I can change that. And I don't think I can. Unless I can go to the inventory here, to the control panel. Where is the antenna? And can we name it? Antenna, we're going to name it the Small Ore Ship. Okay. So we're gonna head here. You can see as well I've changed the panels at the top now. So the left one now shows the in-game time. It is not, you know, is it? Oh, it is. It is the real time. Yes, it is actually nearly 12:15 in the morning. It shows my current power in the middle, my hydrogen in the middle. It shows my current speed on the right side there. And yeah, I believe that's about it. So we're going to go check this asteroid now for stuff, and I find that when you're actually looking for stuff, it's easier to go into third person because you can see more of the asteroid than you can from here. So we're going to go near our little friendly asteroid here. He's our friend, he won't hurt us until we start mining him. We're going to go near him here, and hopefully our ore detectors with their increased range will start to pick up any minerals hidden in the asteroid that we can steal. I just know it. Is it stealing if you're in space? I don't know. No one really owns an asteroid. Can you really steal from an asteroid? I don't know. So either our ore detectors are really underpowered, or we are not finding anything in this asteroid. I genuinely don't know, because it's the first time I've put ore detectors on a ship. No, we found some iron, but we have way more iron than we need. Ah! Please don't hurt me, Mr. Asteroid. So we'll go and check this asteroid. Spin around. You can see our downward thrusters there working to prevent us from crashing into the asteroid there from the bottom. Ah! Silicon, I have got lots of silicon, I really don't want any more. I'm looking primarily for platinum, because as of yet I've found very little. It appears to be quite a rare resource. Now, it is worth noting that there are some resources you can only find either on moons or on asteroids. So hence the reason that I'm currently in a ship looking at asteroids. Let's see. We've been to the... We'll go there, because it looks like we've been quite near to that asteroid down there, with the magnesium asteroid, so my guess is we've probably checked that one already. So we're going to go and check this one. I don't want the ones that I've checked purely because I don't want my HUD filled with... Well, it is filled, but I don't want it full of asteroids that I can't use. So I kind of... Well, saying that, because they're all behind me, aren't they? Yes. Yes, okay. As of yet, I've not managed to fly into the sun. And to be honest with you, I really don't want to risk it, because I may end up very much hurt and upset because my ship's broke. But maybe in a special, maybe in the you know, we'll call it the 50 subscriber special. Who knows? Who knows? So yeah, this is Space Engineers. It is a fantastic game, and I really do recommend you get it. I've spent hours and hours on this game. And it is a very grueling game. It is very time consuming, and at first it's not very rewarding. It really isn't. But I like it a lot more than Minecraft, and I love Minecraft. I've played several hours on that game. Unfortunately, this just has more to offer. Don't crash! Slow down. How far are we? Oh, good, we've missed it completely. So I just feel that this game has a lot more to offer than Minecraft does, if I'm honest with you. I mean, Minecraft, you crush a block, you get a block, you put down a block. It's not very simple. Sorry, it's not very complicated. It's not very simple, it's very simple. There's no real crafting as of such. I mean, yes, I know there's all the redstone. I know you can make working computers, and I've seen the YouTube videos, but you can't fly a spaceship. And for me, you just can't beat that. I mean, I'm a big fan of not science fiction as such, but there is one program I do very, very much enjoy, and it's a British program. It's called Red Dwarf. Essentially, there's this ship, some really funny people. Long story short, they get stranded 3 million years into space. Everyone's dead apart from one guy and a hologram brought back to keep him sane. And it's hilarious. But it always keeps you on it. It always keeps you wanting more. I mean, a lot of people tend to like soaps and rubbish like that, like Hollyoaks and I don't know what other soaps there are. But I really don't. I find them just so dull and boring. I don't want to watch someone play out a fake life that is scripted for them, and everything is just so predictable. It really, really is. I mean, no one's allowed to get married in soaps. No one. Like the average marriage in a soap only lasts like what, 15 minutes? Something stupid. Before someone's cheated or someone's died or done something really stupid, and that's it, you know, marriage over. And I'm sorry, but I don't see what's entertaining in that. I don't like TV. I really am not a huge fan of it. I've got much, much more that I'd rather do. Whether that be video games, whether it be work, whether it be just anything. I mean, I'm not one of those YouTubers that doesn't have to work for a living. I don't make six-figure sums. In fact, to date, I've had nothing from YouTube. I don't do this for monetization, or I wouldn't swear. Because fuck it. I do this purely because I find it fun. And if people enjoy it, then so be it. So I would rather do this and make videos than I would watch TV or a stupid bloody soap. But, and I realise some people are going to be really irritated and some people are going to hate me for that, but it's my own personal opinion and I'm entitled to it. I don't knock someone who enjoys it. My partner loves them. I really, really, really don't. So, it's just one of those things. I mean, I've got there's a woman who lives with me. She used to be my partner. We've been split up for quite a while now, actually. And she loves soaps, and I can't stand them. I mean, I don't really talk to her all that much. I never have a need to. Because to be frank, I can't be bothered. So, I mean, I've asked her once or twice, you know, what do you find so entertaining about these programs? What is it that you really, really enjoy? And her answer is, well, it's so unexpected, you never know what's going to happen next. And it's, come on. I don't know, maybe I'll cut this part. I don't know, it's just me ranting and raving. But, that's just my personal opinion. So, that's what it is. She likes soaps, my new partner likes soaps, and I just don't understand any of it. So if someone can please enlighten me as to what it is that really is enjoyable about them, I may understand a little bit better. So if you do want to try and explain to me in a new perspective why these TV soaps are, you know, all the rage, then please go for it, feel free. But it is what it is, I suppose. For those of you who are wondering why I turn the ship around as opposed to just ploughing straight into things, it's because I have more boosters on the back than I do the front. So what will happen is if I face the object, it will slow me down a lot quicker than if, for example, I just put my side to it there, which I did for a little bit too long. Please don't hit it, please don't hit it, please don't hit it. Thank you. It's a shame really that I messed up the other day, because I actually set a recording up with Naked Popper playing, and we were doing this game on the new map I've mentioned, and we were recording, but I was paying too much attention to the recording than I was actually flying the ship, and consequently flew it straight into an asteroid where it blew to pieces. Unfortunately, you will never ever see that video because I did something really stupid. Ooh, silver. When I set the recording up, I forgot to record Neked's voice, so it sounded a lot like me just talking nonsense to myself. So we're going to set up a new GPS from this position. We're going to name it Silver Asteroid. What are we on now? We'll just call it 3E. There we go. See, I really need some platinum, and I cannot for the life of me find it anywhere. I mean, uranium took me long enough to find. Uranium took 4 hours to find, real time, not game time, real time. And it was a nightmare. And when I finally found it, I was so happy. I crashed into the asteroid. Again, you'll see I've got quite a habit of doing that, actually. I tend to put it on 2 dampeners off, just hit forward and forget about it. And consequently, by the time I remember and hit the stop button, it's too late. I've already blown into a million bitty pieces. And then I have to go back and forth from my base to carry the parts to repair the ship, to get it back to the base to repair the rest of it. But because my base is currently... oh, where is it? 22 kilometers away. You can imagine just how long that really does take. I've just seen a nice new symbol. Please don't hurt me. Thank you, Mr. Ship. Unknown signal. There we are. So what should happen is my ship should come to a nice gentle halt long before it hits the asteroid, I do hope. I've already lost it. Oh, it's there, look. For some reason we're going off to the side now. Interesting. That's a silver asteroid, we've already been here. See, I've explored a lot of the immediate space. The only real way I'm going to get anywhere is flying miles off into space. But since I've not long started using the video editing software to the extent that I am, I'm having a lot of problems with time-lapse. So essentially speeding a version of a clip up. I tend to find that the audio then becomes unresponsive and out of sync, and it's just a general nightmare. Oh, we've got a cow helmet. Nice. And we know that that's the parachute hatch. That is the battery. So if I can please just... no, get out of my way. See, now because I've hit it, you see, it's starting to fly off into space. Which it will just continually float until I get what I want, and I don't want that. Leave it to it. So, mine. We'll take that. We don't want that. Mine. Oh, this is mine. This is mine, and this is mine, and that's mine, and that's mine, and that's mine. Ship. Should be fairly close. Ship. See, this is the problem with having so many different icons. Small old ship. There we are. So, down here. So, this is Space Engineers. I want to create a lot more videos on this game because I absolutely do love it. So hopefully I'll be able to tie the first part of this clip into this current part, which is the one that crashed, just so you understand where what happened in the first 15 minutes or so, I think. If not, then I will have to upload it as a separate clip, and I will try and remember to link this clip to it, and hopefully cut out the part where I took a video, a phone call, not a video call, a phone call. See, the issue is my partner doesn't live with me. She doesn't get along with my ex, so I mean, I kind of understand that, and it is worth mentioning the only reason I live with my ex is purely because she has nowhere else to go. Okay, but that's kind of how it is. So on a less depressing note, thank you very, very much for watching. Please watch our other videos. Some are good, some are really, really bad. Any comments, please leave them. Let me know how this could be improved, what didn't work, what does work. Any constructive criticism really, or just criticism. I'm not scared of the internet. It doesn't hurt me. But no, but thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you. Well, I won't see you. You won't see me, but watch another videos soon. Watch another one of my videos soon. Oh God, you can tell it's 12:30. So thank you very much, and just go.